All right. Welcome to Y Space.
Hey, y'all.
I was just telling Becca I've got a bit of an issue that is actually affecting my throat today. I've thrown my neck out. This is as far up as I can look. If you're not watching, it's not far.
Do you think, did you do this in your sleep, or were you doing some sports and extracurriculars that may have thrown us?
No, I was really just here existing. Like yesterday morning, I'm confident I was fine. And then by yesterday afternoon, I can't look up. It hurts to swallow.
Okay. Do we think this is just old age? Is that?
I don't know that we really had to put it that way. Okay.
Listen, everything over here is falling apart this weekend. So I
can't tell if it's nodules. Do I have strep throat? I just don't know. I'm not in good shape today, though, so I do apologize. But nevertheless, we are here. Let's start out by, I got to tell you, you know this, though, that I went to the Big Boo Live in Fayetteville, Arkansas, my hometown. It was a delight. It was a complete delight, as usual. I did miss having you there, though, to help me. I forgot to tell you, I don't know if you remember that girl, Katie, who was I don't know, she does something for influencers. She was there again. She was there again. I don't know that I ever realized that she was from Fayetteville when we met her in Dallas, but alas.
I didn't either.
But it was just Sophie and Melanie, and then Caroline Schenkel was there, and then this girl, Grace Valentine, who I'm not real familiar with. And I'll be honest, the setup was a little different. The sound booth was sort of almost next to the stage, but a little behind it.
Okay.
Basically, the speakers were in front of me. So I couldn't hear a lot of what happened. It's a very weird vibe, but I can tell you that I did not resonate much with Grace, whomever she might have been.
Right.
I couldn't hear a word Caroline said. It was so weird, but in the strangest of events, there was a herd of 9th grade boys.
Okay, so I saw a picture of all of them.
Yes. So they came in very loud before the show started. They had a chant, and they were all wearing matching T-shirts. And I was like, what is happening? So Retha and I went over to talk to them. And they were there with their moms. They have grown up riding in the car, listening to the Big Boo cast, and they're fans. They were we're on episode, and told us whatever episode number they were on. They had on these matching T-shirts, and they were very into the whole program. They were cheering loudly.
Love it.
And then I happened to notice during some serious parts, they were all nodding their heads, they were really taking it
actually engaged.
Yeah, it was weird. It was cool but weird. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was totally different. When we went in Dallas, they were in that historical theater. And so it was a kind of a cool vibe. This was a big convention center kind of vibe.
Okay. It's a little different. Not as cozy.
Yeah. So, but it was fun. There were a lot of people from my hometown there. A lot of people sometimes you just don't really want to see again, but we did. And then there was a lady. So Retha didn't tell anybody the story. She just told us, those that were volunteering, hey, there's this lady named Mary, and when she gets here, somebody come get me. I don't know anything about it. So this girl that's working the check-in desk comes running up to me, and she's like, hey, the Mary lady's here. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So I go get Retha, and she's in with Sophie and Melanie, and they're all getting dressed. I'm like, hey, Retha, Mary's here. She's like, oh, it was real dramatic. And I was like, who is Mary?
Who's Mary?
Luckily, Sophie asked as well, who is Mary? So it turns out, now this is a sad story.
Oh, no.
For Valentine's Day this year, this lady Mary's husband got her tickets to see the Big Boo cast.
Okay.
And then he died.
No. Oh.
But she knew about the gift, but she didn't have the tickets because they were in his email. And so she reached out to Retha, and Retha was like, oh, okay, we got you, whatever. So she's telling me all this. I'm like, oh, for love, okay. So I go get the lady, and she's like, just get her whatever drink she wants at the bar, just take care of her. So I'm like, okay. So it's her and her little friend, and she's kind of acting normalish, a little reserved, but normalish. So then the show's over, and Retha's like, hey, go find Mary and bring her back so she can meet Sophie and Melanie. So I'm like, okay. So I go find Mary, and she's like, oh my gosh, I was looking for you just to tell you thank you. And I was like, well, hey, I need you to come with me because they want to meet you. She lost it right there on me. And I'm not good with crying. So I was like, oh, let's go. So I'm like, just come on. So we go back in the back hallway, and I don't know. I guess Melanie never caught the memo as to what was happening, but Sophie knew, and Sophie's sister knew. And so when I get back there, I'm like, hey, this is Mary. Well, Sophie's, just as you would expect. Suzanne, her sister, starts crying. Poor Melanie. She's over here beside me. She's just like, okay, what's happening? So like, this is the lady whose husband just died. And she was like real dramatic. And I was like, well, that wasn't inconspicuous.
Right?
Like,
read the room.
So it was rough because they were like, well, how are you doing? Like, just all the questions. I was just like, oh God, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. But it was really sweet. They were really great with her. And she was like,
I love that.
Best thing that's happened to me lately. And I was like, oh, God, I don't need it. I don't need this. So that was the big Bootcast.
This is how I know I'm not a good person.
Oh no.
Because as soon as you said it, I was like, I bet he didn't die.
So Katie, the other girl that volunteered with you and I last time, she and I both are like, this is awkward. So I asked her later, I said, I don't know if you're this kind of person, but I'm the kind of person. Now I need to know what happened to him.
True. Like, I need the full story.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, same. I was wondering if they had told you what happened. So I'm like, no. And I kept meaning to like ask Retha, and then it like just never kind of happened. So just today I went online and I looked her up. And so I typed her name in with obituary in Google. I found him, and I found he did die March 2nd.
This is why we're friends, because we know the details.
Here's the real big problem, though. Obituaries are not specific.
They're not.
And unless it says like after a courageous battle or like donate to this cancer society, nothing.
See, when I die, I am giving, like, it's okay for all my friends and family, post on my Facebook what happened.
Yeah.
I want to know. Let people know.
Yeah, so now I've
changed it up a little, like make it real good.
I don't know if this is a good thing, but I looked her up on Facebook, and like the last update was from October, and I'm like, well, it's probably private. So I added her on Facebook. I don't know if that's too much. I don't know. I felt connected to her, but I also need to know if there's some details there. So
bridge too far.
We'll see. We'll see if she adds me. But here's why it's creepy. Okay. This is a topic for us. It's not in the agenda because it just happened. Okay. All I knew was her name was Mary. Yeah. I didn't know her last name at all. And just today I was thinking to myself, I'm never going to know what happened because I don't know her last name. And then I happened to get on this is before I Googled anything. Okay. I got on my Facebook. The people you know, it was her. Listen, now tell me that's not weird.
It is creepy how fast our phones like do things.
But I hadn't Googled it at all.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But your phone is always with you. So it's hearing. Okay. And I don't want to be like a crazy old person, but like, I don't know. Somehow phones are smarter than we are. And I don't love that.
That was real weird. I was like, thank you, but still, that was weird. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll keep you posted if I find out what happened. But
okay.
Because he looked youngish. I'm not gonna lie, he looked young.
Mercy. Well,
anyway, that happened, and then we both shared something in common this weekend.
We did.
We both saw the Minecraft movie, but it sounds as if we had completely different experiences.
And I think I have figured out why.
Okay, well, so has Aaron, but let me hear what you think happened.
Okay. So we did go to the Minecraft movie this weekend.
Yes.
There has not been a good movie in theaters that like all of us would enjoy going to see lately. No. So when this one came up, even Doug was like, I don't know that I want to, but like we all wanted to go see a movie. So we go on Saturdays as soon as the theater opens. So like the first showing at ours is like 11 o'clock.
That feels on brand.
So right. So all like the little kids and the groups of kids, they're all at their sporting events. They're all at their siblings events. They're not there. We also only go to the theater that serves like a full meal, like one of those where you just Now that's more because that's just the closest theater to our house, but also because Doug Baker is bougie. When he goes to a movie, he wants to be served.
This is the only area he's bougie, apparently.
It really is. It truly is. So, but we went, so like there was a lot of laughing during the movie because it was a really cute movie and there were some funny parts to it. Yeah. But there was not the hooting and hollering that you seem to have gotten.
Yeah. Now, have you heard about why this happened?
No, I don't understand it.
So we had completely different experiences per the usual. I had no desire to see this movie, none. We had no intentions of seeing it. We always have a stray child on the weekend, aside from our normal strays. And as luck would have it again, we had one. And for some reason, Judd's basketball games are normally in the morning, but for some reason, this one was at 4:30. Now, also, I've got a side note story about that I need to tell y'all too, because it was an experience. But anyway, one of our kiddos said something about some kid he was friends with at school was going to see it. And so I was like, oh, we should go too. Why did I think that?
That's what we do, Mandy.
So I'll say to Aaron, hey, we should go see Minecraft tonight. He was like, what is in the movie theater? And I was like, yeah. 7:15. So,
oh, no.
Yeah. And did you know you have to like have an adult with you now if you go to the movies after 6:30 and you're under 18?
No, but that's because I would never.
Well,
I would never go that way.
Not. So I've got to pull my phone up because Aaron sent me something. So anyway, as we're waiting, we were a little bit early. So as we're waiting and they're getting all the paraphernalia and snacks. Also, our movie theater had like a big like merchandise thing.
Oh.
I don't appreciate that.
No. That's a lot of
expensive enough to come to the movie, and now you want me to get the gear. So as we're waiting, I notice all these teenage boys come in and like several groups, 3-4 groups, and they're all in full suits.
Oh.
And I was like, is it prom? And we've come to what is happening? And then I realized we're all waiting to get in the same theater. And they're very amped. And then I noticed they pull out like Minecraft swords. And then they would pull out these cards from their, I don't know, what you put your little hanky in.
Yeah.
Minecraft cards. They all had stuff. And I was like, this is a bunch of freaking weirdos, apparently. Right. So anyway, we get into the movie. And I kid you not, I've posted videos on social media. It was like every 5 minutes, all of a sudden they would start screaming and cheering and standing up. And of course, our boys didn't know what was happening. They just all started doing it.
Well, because when you text me and I was like, well, what part of the movie were they cheering? Because there was at no point that I thought we should be cheering for this.
At no point. And I mean, like yelling, like I felt like I was at a Chiefs game. It was
too much.
And they were all in suits and not all together. They were throughout the whole theater. So Aaron sent me something today, and he said, this is an update and warning.
Oh.
There appears to be a new TikTok trend.
Oh, Lord.
Where children and teenagers intentionally disrupt the Minecraft movie. And apparently, like, there's a warning that they're going to start removing people from the theater.
Now, I did see a headline. There was some theater, I don't know where it was, but that they had to stop the movie and police had to escort groups of kids out. What are we doing?
I had no idea. I mean, we could have been arrested. Like, I mean, but it was the majority of the whole room was, and it really added to the movie to me, I'll be honest with you, because
gave me something.
It was fine. I mean, it just is not really my vibe. I'm okay with Jack Black. I do feel like he's really only good in The Holiday and School of Rock.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And Jason Momoa, I was so confused just with the mullet-ish hair.
An odd character for him to play. Because I thought, okay, well, at least he's in it, so I know he's a good actor. But then his character, I was like, I don't understand this. My guess is he was updating one of his vacation houses, and he was like, take this paycheck.
Well, my favorite character was the dog.
I did like the dog.
Yeah.
I did like the dog.
Yeah, so I mean, I would give it maybe a solid 4.
Okay.
Out of 10.
Just in the future, try out an early movie. They're fantastic.
I don't know what I would do so early. It's still bright outside.
It is, which is nice. You come out and you still have the rest of your day.
No, we have to get home at 11.
The last time I went to a nighttime movie, I had to have been in college and I was on a date.
For the love of God, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the geriatric center over here.
Yeah, but your children are too, apparently, is all I'm saying.
We have trained them.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's a fine movie if you need something to do. But
Kids loved it.
Let's see. We have a little bit of Taylor talk today. Some weird happenings.
Again, I don't understand it.
Okay, so again, I've done the research. I've gotten nothing. So last week, all of a sudden, hashtag stream fresh out the slammer hysteria took over Twitter. I thought for sure I had missed something because it was just all of a sudden everywhere.
Yeah.
And I've come to find out there was really no reason. It was like just somebody decided and then everybody did it.
But like, how do they get everybody to jump on board? Like, I thought maybe there's like a secret society of Taylor Swift fans. And like they start this grassroots movement because it just exploded. It was all over everything.
It was everywhere. I feel like we'd know if there was a group, though.
I don't think so. They didn't find us.
Surely. Yeah, so I don't know at all what. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I apologize. Thank you. Seriously, it's just, something new every 5 seconds. Anyway. Yeah.
I was just trying to make sure she ate. I'm just saying.
Appreciate it. Great. But it was also, or it's about to be the 1-year anniversary of TTPD.
Yes.
And so I thought, well, maybe, please tell me that's not going to be the same.
Well, I don't think so, because this does seem like it was started by just random fans.
But Jack Antonoff posted about it too.
Yeah, but sometimes I think he likes to play a little bit as well. I just wonder, like, have we not seen anything from Taylor lately? And so people are trying to, like, coax her out of her enjoyed vacation hole that she's in. Because I don't understand why all of a sudden we're doing this crazy stuff.
Just a note for the audio. He brought me a chicken pot pie, but he brought no utensils.
You got your
what am I supposed to do with that? Anyway, so I was going to ask you, we're about a year in.
Yes.
Where do you stand today on where you rank TTPD?
Well, had you asked us this when it first came out, we probably would have said it was one of our least favorites.
We would have.
But when I was thinking about it, I put it as probably my 3rd favorite album that she's released.
Okay.
So I've got
1989.
Well, I did love her because we found out that a ton of our favorite songs
we didn't know, but yeah.
Yeah. So I had to pick that one. And then Reputation is just one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So I did those 2 and then TTPD.
Yeah.
But 1989, that one I feel like should be in there as well.
Yeah, it's up there. It's definitely up there. I'd say it's definitely top 5. Well, because I love Folklore too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like TTPD more than Folklore.
Well, because we got so many more songs to pick from on TTPD.
Yeah, well, seriously. So now there was a false sighting here in Kansas City. And I'll be honest, I thought the pictures were doctored, but they're not. So there was a sighting at the Kansas City Current, which is the women's soccer team. A woman in a suite with some other women. I'm going to tell you, dead ringer for Taylor. Like, I legit thought it was her. And if it wasn't, the pictures were doctored. But then I saw a girl that was with this group posted about it. How they were freaked out by it because people were coming up to them and they didn't know why. And I was like,
you don't know your friend looks like Taylor Swift.
I literally thought it was her.
So there's that one lady that does look very.
It's not the creeper. It's not Ashley.
Mm-mm. Right. And I can always tell when it's that person instead of Taylor. I apologize for the dogs.
I mean,
But when I saw the picture, I was like, well, that's not that girl. It
No.
looked just like Taylor. So you cannot tell me that those girls went to that not thinking people are going to think Taylor's with us. It looked exactly like her.
yeah. And then I mean, at first when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is made up because first of all, she was at the game. She would be with Brittany and Patrick. And I don't know. The whole thing was weird. But yeah, the girl was like, I saw an interview with her and she was like, yeah, we didn't really get it. Like all these people were like kind of rushing us. It made us feel very uncomfortable. And I was like,
interesting.
in all your years, you never thought.
Right.
She said the girl's name. I forget what it was. But yeah, it was very weird. But I thought, did we had a sighting finally? But no.
No.
Still no sightings. We do have Coachella starting this weekend.
Who knows if she'll be there?
I just don't feel it.
I don't either. Met Gala's, a month from today? I don't think she's going to be there either.
No, but I will say, I think I sent it to you. The RSVP list has come out so far.
Yeah. It's just turning into people that I just don't care.
There's a lot of exes there.
Yes.
And I feel like that's going to be awkward. So Selena Gomez is going. I guess she and Benny will be there. It said Hailey Bieber, but I didn't see it say Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I did either.
And the Jenners, or Kylie and Kendall, will be there. Now, Kendall, she's got exes all over the place. They're all going. Bad Bunny's one of the hosts, so
Yeah.
we'll be there.
And those stairs are only so wide, and everybody's like congregated at the bottom of them. So you're bound to bump into people.
I just don't want to have a forced Selena Hailey moment.
No, that would just be messy.
Yeah, now, did you see the news this weekend, though, that Justin was he liked a couple of pictures of Selena and Benny, and then I guess apparently unliked it very quickly.
Oh, God. Listen, if anybody needs a Finsta account, it's those two.
Yeah.
They just get off your actual accounts.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I think they do it for attention, though.
But like, why? Because the attention you're getting is so negative.
So bad.
And you're already clearly going through something. Why add to it?
I saw where Justin Bieber posted, he was like, hey, if anybody wants to make music together, hit me in the DMs. And a couple of people did. And Drake even sent a message and said, I did, and you didn't respond. I was like,
people don't see.
It's not really been a year either, my guy. So
I don't know that you're going to help his case.
Yeah. So anyway, NFL news.
Yeah.
We've got some new things happening.
I
don't like it. So now that I am upset with the NFL that we are doing away with the chain gang.
Yes. And they'll still be there, but it's just like backup extra.
What?
Goes down, I guess.
I mean, of course, in today's day and age, it does make sense that there would be technology that could tell you where the ball is and that, if it crossed a plane and all of that. I mean, it just makes sense. But there's something to that moment of, when they stretch out the chain and you're like waiting to see when
is it going to get there?
The nostalgia. We're just doing away with all the good stuff.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Were there any other big rules since the last time we talked about new rules?
I don't think so. I was trying to look.
There's still, of course, a hullabaloo over the tush push. It sounded like they didn't even vote.
They didn't. They tabled the discussion.
But the table means that's a maybe, in my opinion.
I feel like table is like we're not going to tell you no right now because we don't want to diminish your hopes, but we'll kick it down the road and maybe next year we'll talk about it again.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that every year they keep talking about it because they talked about it last year as well. And their argument is that it's not safe, but yet we've had no injuries because of it. And you've even had Jason Kelsey, which they misquoted him at the NFL meeting, saying that even he was saying that it was a dangerous play. It was too aggressive. And he was like, what I said was it's a very athletic play. Obviously, the entire sport of football is aggressive and not safe. So to take out one play because you think it's aggressive and not safe, that doesn't make sense.
No.
Pretty soon we're all going to be in bubble wrap with flags on, and you've just taken away the actual sport of football.
Yeah, you've ruined the whole game. Now, you mentioned, I think that you told me this past week, you watched this past week's episode of New Heights.
I did.
Oh, I did not get to see it yet. You said it was a good one though?
It was actually probably my favorite that they've done.
Oh.
Because I felt like a lot of times Jason can kind of take over the conversation and then he just talks about stories about himself and the lock. And I get very bored with it because we've heard it. We've seen your documentary. We got it. But Scott was just very good at kind of bringing in his own perspective, and he's used to talking. So he was very comfortable at jumping in and out of the conversation and adding his 2 cents, where I think a lot of times when you have other people come on podcasts to be interviewed, they're just answering the question that you asked. But like they've all been in the same circle for years.
Yeah.
And so they got to kind of have those conversations and reminisce about when they first met each other and all of those things. So I thought it was a really good interview. I don't think I listened to like the last 10 minutes of it. I ended up having to hop off, but they didn't talk about like any rule changes or anything like for the next season. Scott just mentioned he was real excited that Travis was coming back this next year.
As we all are.
Yes.
We all are. Well, Shedeur Sanders had his pro day.
He did.
And as well as Travis Hunter, who they had originally said was not going to run routes, but he ended up doing it. I saw an interview with Shedeur where he was saying essentially Jackson State and Colorado were not winning programs before he was there. So
I do think it's interesting that he thinks he's the change maker every place he goes, but it's your dad. Your dad has changed.
Yeah, it's Travis Hunter. So I'm ready. I'm ready for the draft. I just want to know where he's going to go. And I think there's just, sadly, this is probably going to make me sound real petty. There's a big part of me that hopes it's real low.
I know. I do feel like he seems real cozy with the Giants.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
So I do feel like that's probably where he's going to go. No.
I think, I just want him to kind of come back to reality. I think that would be a very interesting locker room with him, Jameis Winston, and Russell Wilson.
Yes.
I think that would be, those are great people to learn from if he's capable of learning from people.
I do think they could teach him some humility in the sport.
If he's capable of learning from people.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who are bad teachers, though, we're still on Aaron Rodgers' watch.
And we're really not hearing any movement going on whatsoever.
I just am still totally convinced. It's like, 2 days from now? I think it's on the 9th where McAfee's doing his live show in Pittsburgh. I'm just totally convinced he's going to come out there as a guest and announce it there.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, but if he doesn't, I will be interested to know how he's going to spin the narrative of like, I just want to take a year off. Because you're at the age where like taking a year off just because is not a good idea, nor is it believable.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a big trade this past week, and a lot of people probably don't consider this a big trade, but I actually really do. Joe Milton, the backup quarterback from the Patriots, got traded to the Cowboys. Now, as we know, the Cowboys hadn't been doing a dang thing.
Not so much.
But I think this is a big deal because when Joe Milton did play for the Patriots, he was actually really good.
He was.
And Dak Prescott gets hurt a whole lot. So
that was my thought. If Dak is even partially healthy, because he'll try and play through some things, will we actually get to see Milton play at all?
Well, and I heard an interesting, of course, rumors, I heard a thing, though, that apparently Drake May and his family were really upset when the Patriots drafted Joe Milton.
Oh.
And I guess he was real ticked, apparently, when they put him in like one of the last Patriots games. So much so that he didn't show up to like the clean out the locker day. I just don't know if I believe these rumors. It doesn't seem like him, but not that I know him, but
right.
I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, I think it's a great move for the Cowboys because Dak, something's going to happen to Dak.
Well, and we don't know. Obviously, he had all of last year off to rehab, but we don't know how well he's done. He's lost quite a bit of weight. They're spinning that as like he's getting healthy and back into it. I'm wondering though, because he was a pretty built guy. So I'm like, how much of that though was did you actually just lose muscle?
Yeah. Well,
So-
and, you know, Tua lost all that weight, and that didn't seem to do the trick.
Well, to be fair, nothing seems to really help Tua. So big, small.
There's, of course, rumors again about Tyreek Hill getting traded, and I noticed today on Twitter he just did a peace sign. So it makes me wonder if we're going to have some news.
All over TikTok making videos, and I try and swipe past them real fast so that it doesn't become part of my algorithm. So I don't know what he's doing on there. I just know that he has a lot of videos that keep popping up.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
James Cook still does not have a new deal in Buffalo, and I just don't think I understand. And
Well-
he's now listed his house for sale.
Yeah, that was the telling piece for me. They don't need to lose him.
No, what is it? I don't understand.
But also, Brock Purdy in San Francisco has no deal.
Well, I don't have words for that.
No.
I saw that. What was it that Shanahan said about it this past week? He made some weird comment about it.
Yeah, but I don't remember. It wasn't so crazy that I was like, what's that mean? But I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was.
But it was definitely not like, hey, we're about to have it done.
Yeah, no.
So I don't know. We'll see. There is some basketball news.
A little bit.
I got an email today.
Did you?
I got an email that said that I won our March
Oh.
Madness thing, which I didn't even know was possible because Duke, of course, lost. But apparently I had fewer losses than you by 1 point.
Yes.
70-69. So
Yeah.
thank you. I will take my accolades. But
Good
now
guys.
we've got Houston versus Florida. I mean,
I'll watch,
I'm
but
pulling for Houston just because I think it's fun.
like, why not? Yeah.
Like,
No,
that's pretty cool.
The fact that Houston came from behind during that game, it was
Yeah.
like Duke froze all of a sudden because Duke was doing great.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden at the end, when Duke was getting Houston was getting technical fouls called on all these things, like Duke just needed to hang on to the ball, just run that clock out.
Yeah.
And they completely combusted. Is that the right word?
I made some, that sounded good to me. I made some notes, or I found a tweet that had some notes. So with 8 minutes left in the game, Duke was up by 14. With 2 minutes left in the game, they were still up by 9. With 34 seconds left in the game, they were up by 6. And then with 25 seconds left in the game, they were up by 3. With 19 seconds left, they were still up by 1. And then they lost.
It was crazy. At the end of the game, Houston went on a 13-3 run. And Duke just could not answer. It was wild. Because everyone there just expected that Duke was going to win it.
Yeah.
Like they were going to be able to hang on. It'd be fine. So, no, it was fun to see that. I will say with a game that size, because nobody really talks about Houston very much, as opposed to Duke in the basketball realm. When they won to go to the championship, I just expected more, I don't know, celebration, fans being crazy or whatever. I felt like it was listen, we've been here before. You get excited. Now, granted, the players were probably completely wiped out because they had the last few minutes. But I really appreciated that, they understood the battle that just took place. And so they weren't going to act all insane as Duke's trying to get off, the court.
Yeah, I saw where Hakeem Olajuwon, if you remember that name from way back in the day in the NBA, who was probably one of the most famous people to play for the Rockets, he tried to come out on the court to congratulate them, and he was not allowed.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems odd, but
it does.
Yeah. I believe you said you did last night watch the women's national championship, UConn, South Carolina.
Yes, I caught the second half of the game.
It was a good game. It was not the outcome I wanted.
Well, I turned it on and we started watching. And I told Doug, I said, was it supposed to be this lopsided? And I just missed the memo because I anticipated that going neck and neck the whole way.
Yeah, I know.
Great teams, both coached by absolute legends. And
Yeah.
Wednesday was just crashing out on the sidelines because she was like, "What is happening right now?"
In her, what was it, $7,500 Louis Vuitton
Girl.
tracksuit? She was looking good. That was awesome.
She looked good.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I really wanted her to win. I always forget how many WNBA players went to UConn.
I do
It's like,
too.
it's like everyone,
I
pretty
was gonna
much.
say it's pretty much 99%.
And I mean, they all come back. They're all there.
Because Gino's been there forever, so we coached them all.
Yeah. So Paige Bruckers finally got she got a national championship. So, of course, now the big to-do is, what did I see today? Paige Bruckers is what everyone thinks Caitlin Clark is, except Paige actually won a national championship. And I'm like, it feels a little extreme.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that. But I did see Vanessa Bryant's post about Gigi Bryant because she always wanted to go to UConn, and they even had a jersey
this year.
Yeah, they had a jersey, number 2 jersey with flowers on the bench. I just,
Yeah.
I'm ready. I was not ready.
Yeah.
But that marks the end of women's college basketball. How is your baseball fandom going now that baseball season started?
Listen, it was a good thought that I had, but
Yeah.
as of no surprise to anyone, I haven't even watched a game. I haven't watched
You really see it going anywhere, but it's fine.
I had high hopes, but they went away real quick.
Yeah. But a sporting event that we do like is happening this weekend. Well, this week-ish. The Masters. It's here.
I'm real pumped.
So excited. What are we thinking? Are we thinking Scotty?
I would love to see Scotty win. There's some other guys that I would love to see them have a good game as well.
Mhm.
So I don't care as long as it's, like Jordan. I would love to see Jordan Spieth win one. Max Homa has struggled. He did just fire his caddy. I would love to see him do well. Maybe not win it, but do well. Tony Finau, I would love to see him do really well. But Scotty, unless his injured finger over Christmas break did anything, he's still got it.
Yeah, I love it. I love this week. I love when their families do the par 3 with them.
Yes.
Just all the things. They had to cancel today's stuff, though, because it was like torrential downpours there. So,
well, and last year they had such crazy winds.
Yeah. Well,
maybe we pick a different month or something. Maybe this just isn't the right time.
Well, but you have to do it when the azaleas are in bloom.
That is true. That's a priority.
Before we hop to the questions, would you like to go check your casserole?
I would. Thank you.
Okay. Let me pause.
Okay. We're good.
Okay. Well, I have no way of pausing, so who really cares? Anyway, would you like to do some questions?
Let's do them.
There's some good ones this week.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from Ashley, and we've had this one before, but it always changes. So
yes.
What are your current pop culture icks?
Well, so I know we've had it before. I try to go back in my notes and figure out what episode we had it in so I could try not to do the same answers, but I couldn't find it and I gave up probably faster than I should have. So the ones that
I did. So
I went with my icks are, I hate it when celebrities come out on red carpets or to events and they're in head to toe designer labeled things. I don't care if you want to wear the luxury brands. I just don't want LV everywhere or the Gucci label on everything or Chanel on your earrings and your necklace and your purse. And I don't know. I've always thought that's so tacky. And to me, that screams you don't actually have money, but you're trying to look like you have. I mean, you've got more than I do, but you're just trying to look like you've got bukus of money. And I don't love that look.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I went with that one. And then celebrities commenting on social media or just being shady regarding things that are said about you. So getting involved in all of the drama and going and liking things to stir it up or leaving a comment, just be a normal human. And you don't have to address every single thing that's said. Because if you'll notice the people Hailey Bieber that always goes into something shady on Instagram. Like, people are talking about you, yes, but negatively. And then you've got people like Selena who are just living our life. Nobody's throwing shade at that.
No, yeah, that's a good one.
So those are the ones I came up with for my icks.
So I went with baggy clothes.
Oh, yes.
And pretending it's fashionable. It's not. It's not. You look stupid. You just look stupid. And we've talked about this last week. This performative attire, makeup, all like the what are we, clowns? I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
And then I call this vague book because that's so old school. But you know how back in the day on when we just had Facebook, and it was pretty much the equivalent of people posting like, I have an unspoken prayer request.
Lord.
Something like that. I don't like when celebrities are vague on social media.
No.
You know what you're doing to us. And it's just, that's not very fair.
If we're going to kind of address something, just address the whole thing.
We give you a lot of our dollars and a lot of our time. We deserve better or nothing. The in-between is just not right.
Right. I understand when they're like, well, it's my personal life. And I get that. Like, you don't want everybody in all your business. But if you're putting part of your business out there or you're responding to part of it, then you might as well just give the full version.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who's real bad about this? And she looks fantastic right now is Lizzo. I don't know what all Lizzo's been doing, but whatever she's doing, it's working. But, you know, she was like this. It was like she would come out when she was much bigger in basically her underwear, but then she would be mad that people were judging her. And you're like, what's going to happen? Like, I don't know. I just thought it's an ick. And also, I have to say, because I'm pretty sure I've said this before on here, I don't like the word ick. I don't like the terminology. I'm going to reiterate it, Ashley. I answered your question, but I don't like to call it that. So,
oh gosh.
Okay. I think this is Alina.
I think so.
All right. Give us some of your favorite Hollywood couples, not just TNT, Taylor and Travis, and why. Like, who would you be devastated if they broke up? I always appreciate the extra context.
Right. So I'll list my favorite couples and then I'll tell you which ones I'd be super devastated. So I went Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. And I think that I really like them because they're the first like country couple that I really remember it being a big deal. Yeah. Them getting together and getting married and everything. So I've always really enjoyed watching them together. Spencer and Heidi.
Yeah.
Love them. Amal and George Clooney. I just am fascinated by their dynamic together.
Yeah.
And then Selena and Benny.
I know.
They just become so interesting to me because he is not someone any of us would pick.
No.
But they just seem so happy together. Yeah. But I have to say, if Spencer and Heidi broke up, I would just be devastated.
Well, I know I did not have on my bingo card being such a fan of Spencer and Heidi.
No.
Because back in the day, I was totally Team Lauren.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed them. I also, who knew again, bingo card, Benny Blanco, like never saw that coming, but I love them. And they seem so genuinely happy.
Yes.
I love it.
And someone like living a normal life, given the circumstances of their life. Yeah.
Now, this next one, I love them as a couple. I do not like her as an individual. And that is Steph Curry and Aisha Curry.
Oh, that's the perfect way of putting it. Yes.
Yeah, I love them as a couple, but I just don't enjoy her.
Yeah.
Now, there is another couple in the basketball world that I would actually be devastated if they broke up because I feel like they've made it this far and they're so much a part of each other's lives since they were kids. And that is LeBron and Savannah.
Yes.
I would be real sad if they broke up after all these years.
We've been together forever.
And honestly, now at this point, I'm so invested with Selena and Benny. If they break up now,
that's going to be hard.
I'm just not going to believe that love exists anymore. Like, it's not a thing. Yeah. Okay, this is from Adrian. I also just noticed that all the questions are from A names.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't hear that. All right. Which guest would you rather have on the show and why? Alex Cooper, Alex Earl, Grace O'Malley, Brianna LaPaglia, or however she says it, whatever. While we are at it, rank the order you'd want them on. Of course, multiple questions.
This is like a tough list because I'm not really invested in any of them.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Adrian. I don't really care to have really any of these on, but okay.
Yeah. So I ranked mine, and I'll go from like number 1 to last place. Yeah. So I went Alex Earl. She's kind of interesting because she, for the most part, has just kind of been self-made. Now, obviously, she comes from money, a wealthy family, but as for social media and her persona, like she kind of just figured it out herself.
Yeah.
I feel like she's really come into her business sense, and she seems to align herself really well with business people. Mm-hmm. She's a pretty penny for it. Yeah. So I went her, then Alex Cooper. I don't love Alex Cooper, but from a business standpoint, I can respect her. Yeah. She's done a lot. And then Bree and Grace, I put towards the bottom. I wouldn't care to talk to either of them. They're not fascinating or interesting to me in any sense of the word.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, Adrian, if you're a fan of these, I apologize, but I couldn't think of 5 worst guests to have.
I mean, we have talked about these individuals quite a bit, but never really in a positive light.
No. I mean, I guess I would say Alex Cooper because I would like to pick her brain how she's built what she's built.
Yeah.
Then I went Alex Earl. She just kind of gets on my nerves though, so I just don't know that it could be a long,
immature. Yeah.
It had to be a pretty short interview. Between Bree and Grace, I went Grace first. Now, Grace's comedy I find super annoying, but I've seen her in a couple of interviews where I think she's an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But Bree, I got nothing for. Like, I'm out.
Agreed.
Okay, from Ansley, I think. Favorite outfit from the Eras tour, and also favorite Eras series of outfits. So if you did not follow the Eras tour as I guess dedicated as we did, each era has a different set of outfits and different iterations of it, different versions of it. Yes. So that's kind of what she's talking about. So what is your favorite outfit from the Eras tour?
My favorite outfit is the jacket from when she sings The Man. I just really liked that on her.
The silver one or the black one?
I liked the black one.
Okay.
So, and then for favorite outfit series in the era, I went the Lover set. Yeah. I was not a fan of like the dresses and all of the flowy stuff, so that wasn't my thing. And then Reputation, I was really disappointed because I loved her outfits on the Reputation tour.
Yeah.
That one. But the one leg thing just threw me off every time. I didn't love it.
Yeah, the thing about the Reputation thing, I'm sure there was meaning to it, why it was the one that never changed and then it changed once. Like,
yeah,
it frustrates me. I'm frustrated. My favorite outfit was in Lover, the one, it was one of the original ones. It was like the pink and blue, and that one. And I would say the Lover era outfits were my favorite. I did not like the Folklore Evermore.
No, I don't like those.
I didn't like the hood thing. I didn't mind the Midnights. Not that I didn't like the dress, but the outfits, except I don't know. I don't know. If we're going to get that skimpy, I'd just go with the Lover ones. So.
Okay. No, that's fair.
All right. This is from Anita. If you had a surplus of time right now, please tell me where it is. Which show would you choose to binge? And secondly, which show would you choose for the other to binge?
Okay. I liked this question.
Yeah.
So I picked it for me to binge. I picked 2 shows. I want to binge The Summer I Turned Pretty, just so Mandy gets off my case about it.
Thank you. Yes.
And then Ted Lasso, because I do feel like I'm missing out because so many people seem to enjoy it.
Wait, did I know that? Did I know you've never seen that?
Yeah, I think we talked about it, but I have not seen it. Doug has seen it, but I have not watched it.
I blocked that out of my mind.
Yeah. So I would like to binge that so I feel like I'm in with like the cool crowd seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the shows that I would like for you to binge, I would like for you to finish up Grey's Anatomy and get up to speed on it, because we are going into season 22. That was confirmed.
Take me about 13 years, but okay.
It's quite a bit to binge. So that one, I would love for you to binge some Hallmark movies.
Okay.
Just for my pure enjoyment. And then I really want you to binge Veep.
I know. I really need to do that one. How many seasons of Veep are there?
I don't know, but I don't think there are that many, because I remember it being a pretty quick watch.
I get overwhelmed if I'm just going to start something that's got like 8 seasons.
No, I understand. I understand.
Like Grey's, yeah.
It was for a few years. 7 seasons.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a lot, but okay.
But the episodes are 30 minutes, so.
Oh, okay.
That helps a little.
If I had a surplus right now, what I want to binge, and I think it's because Patrick Schwarzenegger is all over my social media for some reason, I want to binge White Lotus.
I do feel like we've been left out of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to see what the hoopla is about. And there's only 3 seasons, so I feel like we could do that. And then what I want you to watch, of course, is Without a Doubt. The Summer I Turned Pretty. That's just a no-brainer. But now that I know the Ted Lasso thing, that's up there too.
I know.
But I honestly think you would probably enjoy Ted Lasso more, but I still need you to do both.
Okay.
You're about to run out of time, though, because
football season is upon us.
Well, and The Summer I Turned Pretty is about to start again. So
I know. What is it, July, the new season?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been asking for a year. I don't feel like that's,
touche.
Anyway,
it's not like I have a heads up.
Get my notes up here, because are you ready for some Y Factor?
I am. Let's do it.
Oh, I did have a note for you of an interesting tweet I saw. I forgot it was in my notes. It's about Taylor Swift. I'm glad I clarified which Taylor I was talking about.
I appreciate that.
So her last public appearance was 56 days ago. Her last Instagram post was 115 days ago. Last Era show was 115 days. Last tweet was 141 days. Her last TikTok post was 173. Her last single was 285 days. And her last announcement, I don't know if this is right, but it says 428 days.
That doesn't feel right.
So I guess we're in our silent era.
Yeah.
Pre-reputation.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I just
numerologically it means anything. I just think
I couldn't do anything with that. I couldn't add all that together. No.
I mean, if we think about all she's given us in the last 2.5 years, the girl deserves a year off.
Again, but you give me a lot and then you hold back, you're vague booking me, and I don't like it.
That's fair.
All right. What are you not liking this week?
So what I'm not liking this week is how insanely difficult it is to find denim shorts that look good. Like, I could find a pair of jeans that fit well. I can find a store, a brand, whatever.
Right.
But it's like denim shorts just fit different than any other short that you have. And I can't find the right length on me, like, I don't like a super loose pant, but I do feel like in denim shorts, you got to go like a size bigger just so it lays. I cannot. And before anybody's like, oh, well, you need to try X, Y, Z, I have tried them all and they don't look good. And it's not like I do wear shorts in the summer. It's not that I don't like what I look like in shorts. That's not the case. I just can't find one. And this seems to be the thing that has eluded me my entire life, is to find denim shorts that I like.
Now, let me ask a question here. Do you think that we are too old to wear the I don't even know what you would call it, which probably is the answer to my question. But like where the hem is like frayed, like it's like cut off.
Cut off? No, I don't think we're too old for that.
Okay, I'm glad, because I don't have any, but I can't see myself wearing just like some blue jean shorts with a proper hem.
No, I feel like the people that wear blue jean shorts with an actual hem on them, those are people in their like 70s.
Okay. Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I couldn't wear that. Mine would all be cut off frayed.
Yeah. Yeah, gotta be. Okay. I just didn't know, because we're getting up there. So
I know.
But
I
sure.
do feel like I always go back to, because I for some reason vividly remember my parents being 40. Like that's the age that really sticks out to me for them.
Yeah.
Probably because they used to remember when they do those big over the hill parties.
Oh
That was
yeah.
a huge thing. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why it sticks out. So I always like think back to like what my mom and her friends were wearing, and I'm like, I don't dress like that at all.
Yeah.
I actually dress younger than I dressed when I was in high school. When I was in high school, I dressed as if I was 50.
Mhm.
And now I dress probably like I would have in high school had I been thin enough to wear it.
Yeah, exactly. Same. Same. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, I haven't begun to think about shorts yet because I'm not tan yet. And so,
Well, it's already hot here, so you got to
well,
be
we have a freeze warning for tonight. So, yeah,
as you do.
as you do. I have two things I'm disliking.
Okay.
I think one of them could be spicy. I'm not sure. And I do not mean this in a racial way.
Okay.
Emmanuel Acho.
Ugh, I do not like him.
So now he's all up in a tiz because his book has been banned from some library.
Oh,
And
this.
yeah, and I was listening to him on a couple of shows. I just don't like the guy. I think he is fake and phony, and I'm telling you there's going to be a scandal with him.
Oh, 100%.
Got
100%. He's like Stephen A, but just younger.
Yeah, and like holier than thou.
100%.
He's always liking all the Christian influencer stuff. He's loving Justin Bieber. I just am like,
I just never liked his take on football in general. I don't feel like he has a good grasp on it, which is odd because he played.
Yeah.
But just the statements that he makes and his take on things, I'm like, that literally no other analyst, no other anybody ever agrees with him.
Yeah. And his veneers are too big for his mouth.
They are white, though. I mean,
All right. The second thing I'm not liking, there's a podcast that I've not seen more than 10 minutes of. Catching Up with the Camdens. It's some of the people from Seventh Heaven.
Oh, I did not know they had one.
So it's Beverly Mitchell, that played Lucy.
Yes.
And then Ruthie, whatever her name is. And then the younger brother, who is bald now, by the way.
Yes.
But I saw this past week that Jessica Biel was going to be on there. So I was like, that might be interesting. So I tuned in to about 10 minutes and it could not take it.
Really?
It was awful. So bad. They are terrible. She was weird. It was just awful. Terrible.
Now I'm like intrigued. I need to go find clips from this.
It's real bad. Like, wow.
Jeez.
I don't know. Anyway, what are you liking right now?
Okay, so what I'm liking, I finished High Potential.
You did?
It was so stinking good.
So
I
good.
think I finished it in like 2 nights, maybe 2-3 nights.
Yep.
So good. I do believe, didn't it get picked up for a second season?
It did, thank goodness, yes.
Yeah. So because I did not like how it left off with too many questions or too many things that could potentially happen. So I need to know how that plays out.
High potential.
Yes. And then the other thing I'm liking, and I have not sent you any clips of this on TikTok because I wanted to know if it had come across your FYP, but have you come across the group chat on TikTok?
I don't think so.
Okay. It is a girl, Sydney Joe. And I think she just did this one TikTok with like, where she acts out the characters of all these girls that are in a girl group chat.
I want to see this. Yeah.
And it blew up to where
Yeah.
she's like, I think she's only posted 4 videos of it. And it's, I mean, like celebrities are commenting like, when's part 4? When's part 5? Like,
Whoa.
it's hilarious because it's
Okay, you got to send it to me then.
every girl has been in with their friends of like trying to schedule a time to go out to dinner. And then one girl is like, oh, well, it just so happens that the girl's name is Haley and her boyfriend's name is Justin. And she's inviting him to dinner without telling the girls. And so it's like, she acts out each character and then she acts out like, because instantly everybody does like a side group chat as well.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I'm going to find one and I'll send it to you because again, it's only been 4 videos. It's hilarious. It's so good. I've enjoyed it.
Really good. Yeah. man, I always think to myself that we could make funny things like this and go viral, but I don't ever think to do it.
Just don't think I'd have the time to be creative enough to come up with it. But then all of the editing that she had to do, play like 5 different characters.
No.
And because she changes her outfit and her hair for each character.
Oh my gosh, no. Never mind. No.
Yeah. But it's funny.
No. Okay, I have 2 things that I'm liking. I figure if I'm gonna have 2 dislikes, I might as well have 2 likes.
That makes sense.
And I think I mentioned this last week that Haim is coming out with new music.
Yes.
And so it was just the relationship song. And now they've got another one that they've dropped called Everybody Is Trying to Figure Me Out. Okay. And it's Danielle Haim wrote the song. It was like the day after they finished like their world tour and being on the Eras tour and everything. And she was going through a breakup, and it was just like trying to find herself. And I was like, I just relate. I just like that. And I just love them. Second thing, and this is not a paid advertisement, but Retha, who is my business coach that we've talked about on here, launched a new YouTube series. And she's not a YouTuber. But it's called Walk Me Through That. Yes, we came up with the name. Just saying. But I said, because when you are in sessions with Retha, every time, it's basically her way of saying, you're wrong, but go ahead and explain it to me.
Explain your thought process on this.
So she says all the time, okay, walk me through that. All the time. And so a couple of weeks ago, she was telling me that she felt like that she was being led to do this YouTube thing.
Yeah.
I was like, you should call it Walk Me Through That. And now it's called that. But it's kind of like this. It's kind of like Dear Abby. It's like she wants people to submit things. Like she just had one that was like dating age difference kind of thing.
Yes.
But I just really encourage y'all to check it out. Not just because I love Retha, but she is actually really, really funny. In like the driest way. But she also does have really good like insight. She's lived like 30 lives. So it's really interesting. But anyway, I think you guys should check it out.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
All good things.
All right. You got anything else for us?
I don't think so. We're getting prepped for the Masters this week, so I'm pumped about that.
We got the Masters. We've got Coachella. It's almost NFL draft time.
Yep.
So lots coming up. We'll see at the Met Gala. We've got a lot coming.
We do.
We shall see.
Which is exciting.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, y'all.
Bye, y'all.